Welcome to day 26, section 4, speaking to 1 or 1,000. We've discussed this throughout the entire program. Now we'll begin to put it in action. When you're really taking yourself to the next level as a communicator, your commitment should be to become a master enroller. So today, we're going to discuss what does it mean to become a master enroller. I once heard, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And Stephen Covey says, seek first to understand, then to be understood. God, this means so much. Seek first to understand what your listener needs or what your listener desires before you focus on what your needs and your desires are. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. When you think about that statement, as well as the statement, people don't care what you know until they know that you care. Both of those suggest that in order for you to be powerful, you have to first be a master enroller. Before you can become a master enroller, you really have to first be a master listener. So isn't that full circle? In order to communicate more powerfully, you need to listen more effectively. Wow. So what makes your words more effective is that you're more intentional about your silence. You not only listen so that you can be heard, but you listen so that you can hear. When you operate from a place of genuine care, no matter the topic, whether it's politics, whether it's math, whether it's life, whether it's socialism, whether it's family, whether it's whatever it is, you genuinely operate with understanding, and you want to understand the person. You don't have to agree with the topic. People naturally want to follow you, and or they want to do business with you because you sought first to understand before you sought to be understood. In short, they choose you. In any conversation, no matter the size, your connection will always become more impactful when you move from seemingly dictating to an audience of 1 or 1,000, to dictate to the audience. You're fixing them, or you're seemingly fixing them, or having a me conversation. You know that conversation when it feels like it's all about you or it's all about the person speaking. When you engage in me, you dialogue, people don't feel connected. You not only increase your level of connection, but you increase your power to enroll and engage when you begin to have more of that listening, that you're speaking to understand, you're listening to understand. Let me give an example. What I believe I heard you say was that what's important to you is that you want to live your dreams, you want to stand in your power, and that you're afraid to speak in public. Is that correct? Is that what I heard you say? Well, here's what I know about that. What I know is that you have ... You see the way I heard the audience first? Audience of 1 or 1,000, by the way. And I love it when you're speaking to 500 people or 400 people and you talk to one person and everyone's nodding as you're looking at that one person saying, so here's what I heard you say. You can broaden their statement a little bit so it's more applicable to more people in the room. So here's what I heard you say, and I'll paraphrase it if I may. You want to have a life that has more joy in it. You want to have a life that has more fulfillment in it. You want to have a life that's free of regret. Is that correct? Great. Now let me teach you guys, how do you achieve that? Wow, what you just did is you heard one person, but you heard many. Now you move from a monologue to a dialogue just by doing that one thing. When you do that, all of a sudden you're having a conversation versus saying, here's what you need to do, and here's what you need to do, and here's what you need to do. Now you want to take that to the next level. As soon as you share with someone and you find out the things that they need, go, so listen, let me tell you what my life was like when I needed that. Now, what you did was you added on top of dialogue, on top of engagement, you added transparency. Oh, it just gets better and better every time you add another layer of something. Always go into every single engagement, choosing to master the art of enrollment. Now, I'm not going to ask you, and I'm not going to recommend that you're sneaky here, but literally, while you're speaking, your job is to see how much enrollment can you get, because when you check on how much enrollment you can get, you're more in the conversation from their perspective than you are from yours. What makes them nod? What makes your listener excited? What makes them smile? What makes them take a deep breath? When you're doing that, you're not just in a one-way dictatorship. You're now in a dialogue at the highest level possible. So your self-work. I want you to practice this for the next 4 to 5 days. I want you to practice the art of enrollment. I want you to practice the art of showing your listener that you care what they think, you care what they have to say, you care what they want to be heard, and then share with them what's important for you. I want you to practice with the listener. What does it mean to jump out of your shoes and over into their shoes? What's important to them? What matters to them? What makes them feel acknowledged? And then your turn. What do you need? I want you to see enrollment heighten. I want you to track in your journal. I want you to track, what does enrollment look like? What did they say? Did they smile a little bigger? Did they engage more? Did they sit a little longer with you? I always know when my son turns a curve and the enrollment is higher because he starts talking more. He's not a natural talker, unlike his mom. He's not a natural talker. He's a naturally quiet young man, very gentle soul. And so when we're in dialogue and I move out of the mama mode and we just get into this dynamic exchange and the enrollment kicks into another gear and it's really high, my son's floodgates open. And he's like, I've been waiting to get to this place, Mom. And he just goes on and on and on. And then the other indicator that the enrollment is at its highest level, he starts kissing me on my forehead, like repeatedly. He just keeps kissing. He'll walk away and come back, kiss again. Walk away, come back, kiss again. And what I know is that those are really gratitude kisses. He doesn't know that I know. He doesn't even know that I know that there's a pattern to it. But all I do whenever I engage with my son is I try to go for those forehead kisses. Because I know when I get the forehead kisses, that means that he's been able to talk about something that he's had on his heart for a while. He doesn't have a lot of people that he opens up to. And so when he gets to open up to me, and when I'm there, when I'm at home or we're on the phone, and I could feel it, man, it means everything to me. So whenever you start doing this process, do it with the people that matter the most. Because I can tell you, there are people in your life that's been waiting. They've been waiting. They've been waiting for the safe space. Not to say you haven't attempted to give it to them, but it really isn't the safe space you think you gave. It's the safe space that they believe they received. There's someone in your community, someone in your household, someone in your friendship, someone in relationship with you. They've been waiting for that opportunity to tell somebody what's going on in their lives. I know we're talking about being on stage, but long before you're on stage, you're in your living room, you're in your bedroom, you're in your family. Create a safe space. Become a master enroller for the people that you love most. Become a master listener. Love at the next level. Have compassion at the next level. Have understanding at the next level. Have forgiveness at the next level. Become a master enroller with the people who you live with, who you're creating memories with. Now, I want you to do this for the next 4 to 5 days. I want you to see how many people can I turn up the volume with, how many people can I turn up my energy with, how many people. Now, I'm not giving you a number of persons limit. I'm just asking you to do it for 4 to 5 days. You can come back and say, oh my God, I've done it with 10 people. I've done it with 2 people. I've done it with 17 people. It's been amazing. I lost count. I don't mind what you say. Inside of our tribe, I want you to post what the experience is like, what's happening differently, what's going on in you and what's going on in them. All right? So that's your self-work. And then always, continue to do your mirror work. I'm so excited to walk this path with you. I mean, this is juicy. I've never done anything like this before. This is so freaking cool. I'm your sister in prosperity and in possibility. And I love you. See you tomorrow.